no such thing as pure freedom in this world. The wind cannot blow on forever.
Ah, o Linei. O Glory. Calma aí, eu já li os comentários. Só tenho que me arrumar aqui. Aí o Glory. Anjo da Morte. Anjo da Morte tá ouvido. Ah, meu Deus, o que? Genshin.
Once there was a
Eu já vi as coisas interessantes. Armamento.
Relax.
Peguei ela. Oh, Glória, pegou ela. Eu vou esperar vir o Neuvillette. Tô safe. Mas Elan também, porra. Falando em Elan, cadê a Linette? Que não dá? Tem nada aqui.
Let the magic begin!
Aqui a Linette, Glória.
Let the magic begin!
There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence.
As equipes pra explorar Fontaine já. Eu tinha esquecido que eles iam mudar isso, rapaz. Ah, não dá pra usar mais. Nossa, que foda. Nossa senhora. Desculpa, não é ele, mas eu vou tirar a tua equipe. Ser Fontaine. Então eu vou colocar. Ah, vai, vou colocar.
Are you sure it has to be me? Fine. Let's get this over with.
Bem.
Gonna be epic!
Cadê o viajante? Aqui.
There's still a long road ahead.
Linette.
Time for afternoon tea.
Ela descartou. É, mas o que adianta fazer equipe e não fusão, né?
Relax.
Porra, eu tenho que fazer uma thumb do Genshin com a Kobeni. Agora que pensei. O Palinete. Ah, rapaz. Putz, que espada que é boa nela, será? Eis a questão. Não sei nem o que ela faz. Perdendo as dúvidas, vou voltar para as zonas. Rapaz, você vai ficar com um silêncio assim, porque eu não sei colocar. Não sei o que fez ela também. Defesa. Artefada beidou. Bônus no Nemo. Mas esse. Não tem mais nenhum. Ô, rapaz. Nossa, tudo item que eu não tenho. Nossa, começa lá, missão. Ô, louco, o combo. Que legal, tipo a Elan mesmo.
Over here.
Começar a missão então, né? Não tem muito mais o que fazer.
Too slow.
Good old caravan rebut. Now let Paimon think. Oh, Paimon remembers. Nahita's consciousness had been trapped by the doctor, but we followed the clues she left. So much time has already passed since then, and it seems Paimon just hopes this peace will last a long time, and then Nahita won't have any more new Yeah, guess you're right. But somehow, come to think of it, maybe it's all because of you. Maybe you're just a magnet for trouble. Huh? Me? Before Paimon ran into you, Paimon never ran into any trouble. At most, when she was... anyway, for Nahita's sake, maybe...
Ah, look who it is. Running into you in a place like this? I can see you two still love wandering around.
Oh, it's Dia! Since when are we just wandering around? We're usually taking care of some serious business. But never mind that. What brings you here?
I just finished a commission in the desert for a usual client of mine. Nothing too interesting. That's when I saw you two all the way over there, chatting away. What were you two talking?
Ih, rapaz, o
Huh? Can't say I saw that coming. But you are a traveler. Bumping into you like this will become a rarity.
Rapaz, ali atrás.
I'm starting to feel sad just thinking about it. Hey, how about I gather a few
Thanks, but no
Não
need.
precisa, né?
Oh, Paimon had no clue you'd miss us so much. But
Sounds good. All you need to do to get to Fontaine is cross this So, when are you leaving?
oh, wait a sec. Paimon just remembered there are still a few dishes in Sumeru.
Olha esse velho aí, esse bosta aí.
I see. Guess you won't be needing it. Though, now that I think about it, Sumeru would...
By the way, should we go say bye to Nahita? Oh, good point.
Then, I guess this is goodbye for now, traveler in Paimon.
Goodbye, Dia. Bye-bye, Sumeru.
Glória, esse lugar. Mais uma região. Bye bye, Sumero. Ai, Fontaine. Cutscene? Porra nenhuma. Tome. Nossa, olha que lindo. É lindo entre aspas, né? Tudo não renderizado, né? Tudo poligonal lá atrás. Oh, glória. Nossa! Porra, eu não tinha prestado atenção que era assim. Só preciso voltar um pouquinho atrás pra pegar esse teleporte que ficou aí pra trás.
Quit following me.
Já viu o norte, né?
Step on up.
Não boto fé que tem mais baga de espinheiro? É isso. Trocar a asa dela. Nossa, asa de Fontaine. Muito bonito. Na verdade, fica embaixo esse teleporte. Baú?
Too slow.
Let's light it up!
Entendi. Mas é foda, né? O cara tá debaixo. Aí.
Scatter. Over here. Teamwork is dreamwork.
The wind rises. The price for my sins.
Surprise.
Let's light it up! Ow!
Behold. Quit following me.
Ei.
Unnecessary.
I'm going in. Let the magic begin.
The wind rises.
Interessante esse ult.
Quit following me.
Aí, teleporte ali.
Germinate.
Let's light it up!
Squall and fury. Too slow. Take it and have fun.
A gente já tá fazendo esse caminho só que ao contrário.
Propagate. Over here.
unnecessary. Quit following me.
Nossa, filho, eu quero ir logo pra Fontaine, meu Deus. Me libera eu ir pra Fontaine, meu Deus.
Quit following me.
Silly, por favor, não vai longe. Nossa, aqui embaixo. Ah, tá ali. Ó, louco. Tem uma parada de pneuma na visão dela.
Just as I expected.
The wind rises. Adventure. Behold. The wind rises.
Pegou o teleporte.
Too slow.
Agora eu vou fazer isso.
Quit following me.
Devia ter feito como eu tô sempre. O baú daqui.
Take it and have fun.
Pronto, 100% que faltava, tá aí. Cabaninha nova.
Too slow. Too slow.
Deve ter muito barulho. Tô de olho. Já tem um hidrófono aqui. Primeiro hidrófono. Tá em cima.
After crossing all that sand and water, we finally made it! Oh, this must be Fontaine's port! Wow! Everything looks so advanced in Fontaine! Paimon's heard that the industry here is extremely developed. Just seeing the sights as a tourist is nice, but maybe it would be better if we found some... What do you think? Good idea! Nahida gave us loads of youth. Seeking out the Seven is probably still our best source for information at this. Yeah, the more we can look. So, what do you think the Hydro Archon's like? To learn about a nation's god, start with the nation's people. There seems to be some locals talking over there. Let's go see if we can join.
Eu quero colocar o viajante de hidro.
If you ask me, it's a tragedy, I think.
Yeah, I didn't expect that kind of ending for him. I thought he would at least fight on a little longer for his family. I was expecting a sudden plot twist, but it's a pity that it never happened.
Excuse me. Can I help you too? I couldn't...
Hi. We're travelers, new to Fontaine.
Play? Oh, no. We're talking about something.
Really? Like, a real
É
trial?
bem legal essa parada aqui.
But the way you were talking about it and the words you used just...
Well, good tales are often based on true stories, aren't they? In what you see in reality, you may also be someone deliberately putting on an act while harboring ulterior motives. Whether something is true or not simply isn't that important. The main thing is whether the story being acted out on the stage is splendid enough. Oh, but it looks like you're not from around here. You probably don't know that the Fontaine Court of Justice is called the Opera Epiclese, or more commonly known as just the Opera House.
But, shouldn't court cases be treated a little more seriously than that?
No worries. Other visitors to Fontaine have wondered the same. And as for your worries about whether the cases are treated with due reverence, we have the absolutely, as well as the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, a machine created by the Archon. Between the machine and the Chief Justice, false charge...
Oratrice? Is it some kind of machine, too? Oh, Paimon's... Wait, Paimon almost forgot to ask you our question.
Oh, that's easy. Just go to the Opera House. Lady Farina practically lives there. You could definitely say it.
I think what they mean is that they wish to speak... In that case, I am afraid it's going to be a tad more difficult. You'll have to make an appointment well in advance.
Huh. Is the Hydro Archon super busy taking care of official stuff?
No. Lady Farina seldom takes an interest with the nation's affairs. The reason it's difficult to make an appointment is...
That's right. After all, she is the Archon. Though she may tend to get a little dramatic from time to time, people can't get enough...
Huh. First time Paimon's ever heard of an... Wait! Paimon gets now! The Hydro Archon is...
Yeah, I suppose you could...
Hang on. This is still fun...
Yes, you're right. I guess I should at least try to be a little more respectful in front of visitors. Otherwise, I might get arrested and find myself face to face with Monsieur Neuvillette.
Come on. Sure, there's a lot of laws here, but nobody's going to be arrested for saying something...
Alright! I think we get it. Thank you! At least we now know that we can find the Hydro... But who knows how long making an appointment... Hey! What are you looking over there for? Huh. Maybe something's the matter. She isn't going to jump into the water, is she? Maybe we better go check on her. Hello?
Huh?
Oh, okay then.
About many things, actually. I was just reminiscing about a place my brother and I would play when we were kids.
You're pointing at the sea. Wait, are you saying that you and your brother...
No people call the waters around Fontaine a sea. It's actually just an inland... And no, I can still see that hill clearly in my memories. He would skip and jump, tossing sand in the wind. The sun shone brightly, but now, the water...
I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting. Are you Lynette's new friends?
Oh, and...
Thanks for looking after my sister. She often comes here to reminisce about our childhood, that's all. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Linny, and this is my sister Lynette. If I had to guess, I'd say you must be travelers.
Nice to meet you! Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine.
Porque acabamos de chegar, né?
We were just talking with your sister. Even though we didn't really get what she was saying.
I see. It's unusual for Lynette to be so willing to talk with anyone. In fact, she seldom speaks at all. I'm usually the only one she ever talks to.
Oh, really? Then you two are just like us! Paimon's always the one talking for some reason. So that's how you think it is?
I I also think my brother can be too talkative at times.
Seems you were right, Paimon. We are quite simple.
So, what did Lynette mean just now when she said that?
Oh, that. It's from a prophecy. Well, I suppose prophecy isn't exactly the right word, because that implies a certain amount of uncertainty. Where to begin?
História.
Let's put that question on hold for a moment. We still haven't formally greeted each other yet, have we?
Did all the introductions earlier not count?
Hello, traveler.
Seu olhar morto dele.
And hello, Paimon.
Hey! Why didn't Paimon get a handshake?
Please, don't take offense. Just consider it a sort of etiquette we have here in Fontaine when making new friends. You should remember.
Oh! Alright. By the way, we were just getting ready to go to the Opera House to meet the Hydro Archon.
So you're going to see Lady Farina? No problem at all. In fact, I was planning to go to the Opera House later myself. I'll gladly take you. Please, follow me.
Beleza, follow me. Vou testar os bonecos agora. Velho, vou de trás, né? Esse minutinho.
You said you were going to see Lady Farina?
Que? Ah, Clorinda! Rapaz, a Clorinda! Olha só! Ai, meu Deus! Olha, árvore contida.
So...
My dear people, rich and poor, those with cup in hand and those with nothing at all, raise your glasses in celebration. If you don't have one, then just raise your hand in lieu. As you can all see, two unfamiliar travelers have arrived in our nation. Come, let us make a toast in honor of this traveler and her companion who have journeyed here from distant lands.
Is she talking about us?
Claro, né? Porra.
I've long heard of the turmoil and chaos you left in your wake as you visited other nations. But I welcome you nevertheless. Fear is for insignificant cowards. I am a god, and I will never entertain the notion of such meaningless Of course, seeking an audience with me is the most sensible thing to do. It will allow you to truly behold my power. I, Focalor, hereby welcome you to the nation of Hydro and acknowledge the value and significance of your trip.
Yeah, Paimon still can't believe it. Feels like we've only been here, but the Hydro Archon's entrance was, Miss Hydro Archon? How did you know we were...
I see. As Outlanders, you inevitably lack even some of the most basic understanding. Don't forget that even the gods can be divided into the mediocre and the excellent. You had best stop and consider. Do you really have the noble qualities and etiquette necessary to communicate with a god? All it takes is a flick of my...
Whoa. Talk about sounding high and...
Oh? What's with these looks? Perhaps the
Wow, I didn't expect to see Lady Farina. Wait, does this mean they're the legendary blonde traveler?
Hey, what's all the commotion? Oh, is that Lady...
Of course. That's the blonde traveler. The one all those stories are about.
Ooh, I've got to see this.
Yes, but don't get too excited now. You may consider this my reward to all of you. I have determined that there will be an epic duel between myself.
Now she wants to fight? Aren't we getting a little ahead of ourselves?
Vem tranquilo. Um bot extra colocando vem tranquilo.
Are you not afraid?
What are you trying to do, traveler? Provoking a god in front of her people?
Stand down, Clorend. I admire her bravery. Few have the courage to draw their sword against a god. Unfortunately, people now...
Huh. Yeah, she's right. Just a duel wouldn't be all that interesting.
On Aranias, criminals are always requesting duels to defend their honor. You're getting it.
You see. Then, as the god of...
Right. This is Fontaine, after all.
Why do you care so much about the crowd's reactions? Seems you've spent a little... Besides, how exactly do you plan to have a duel in court? You mean you're...
According to Fontaine law, no one is permitted to release any
gotcha.
flying objects within Fontaine city limits during the first 3 days of each month. You...
Oh, so that's what they've done wrong.
You call that obvious? What kind of law is that? Wait, flying object? You mean Paimon?
Precisely! Now, if you two have no objections...
My apologies, Lady Farina. I don't mean to spoil the fun. But if you would allow me, I don't think that Paimon here meets the definition of a flying object.
You tell her, Linny! Finally someone who's not crazy. How could
Great magician Linny, my beloved citizen. I'll permit you to object.
As a magician who just rained on your... So, with such an audience gathered here, allow me to perform a trick for everyone.
Deixa lá. Eita, pô.
Ta-da!
What's that on Paimon's back? Hey, when did you do that?
Não bota só. Era usando flashback desde a última campanha assim.
There. As you can all clearly see, Paimon should be classified as, well, something like a balloon. This rope has...
You call that...
I'm not sure what to think.
Amusing. Very amusing, Linny.
Performance? You see,
In which case, consider the matter of your trial. But when there are valid... But even the gods of other lands. I look forward to seeing your upcoming performance at the Opera House, Mr.
Eu quero jogar! Eu quero jogar! A Clorindinha indo embora.
And just like that, she's gone. Well, that's the most unpredictable Archon Paimon's ever seen. You never even had a chance to ask her anything. But that's a problem for future Paimon.
Don't mention it. I just happened to remember that there was such a law, so I did a little preparation, just in case. I didn't... So, now do you see what kind of
She can be a bit confusing at times, but she is still amenable to reason.
Anyway, Paimon had no idea you were a magician, Linny.
I just know a few simple tricks. It will actually be my first time performing on the most prestigious stage in...
But isn't the Opera House where criminal trial?
When there are no public trials being held, the Opera House hosts a variety of other performances. To the people of Fontaine, the line... And speaking of performances, I would be...
My brother's always excited to make new friends.
Oh, sure. We don't really have anything to do.
Splendid. In that case, why don't we go together? You really... This is a magical item known as a magic pocket.
Huh? What are they going to use it for?
About that... You asked me before. I'm not sure exactly when it began, but It says that every person in Fontaine is born with sin. No matter how the Nation of Justice holds trial after trial, this sin cannot be absolved. Until one day, the water levels in Fontaine will rise, and the sinful people will slowly be drowned. In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping.
That sounds pretty gloomy. Why are people in Fontaine?
There are lots of guesses. Some say that the ancestors of Fontaine stole. Others say that the people of Fontaine never heeded the first Hydro Archon's warnings and offended Celeste. But here in Fontaine, evidence is what matters. There hasn't been
If even the people in Fontaine don't know what sin they committed...
That's exactly what the people did at first. But in the last few years, the water levels in Fontaine have actually...
Many places have already been completely...
Many people carry on with their lives as before and shrug it off as a natural phenomenon. But my family and I think that the people of Fontaine... We hope that at least the people who reside near the waterfront can move away before it's too late. So, we've started... As a magical item, these magic pockets have astonishing capacity.
Oh! Paimon gets it! It's like preparing for a rainy day!
Perhaps only absolute power could ever contend with such a catastrophe. Now, if you'd like to help, then please give these magic pockets to anyone you...
Vou guardar os aqui.
What's this? So you all...
What?
No, I believe in the prophecy. The story says that people once lived in the ocean. They were one with the ocean and couldn't... But as time wore on, people desired to live on land and developed blood vessels. So, if you ask me, when the water rises and takes us...
Oh, we hadn't heard that one before. But people can't live underwater?
All right, I'll take it.
Ser dissolvido na
So you're the blonde traveler. Oh, a magic pocket? Thanks. Oh.
rapaz. Vai ser assim mesmo.
Huh? I don't want that thing. Life is all about living in the moment. What use is there?
You should still take it.
Oh, all right, fine. Thanks. It's just that...
Oh? You already handed out all of the magic pockets? That was fast. Yes, but that will change once disaster strikes. I know they'll change their minds, so it's all...
Is there anything else you need to do before we leave?
Yes, one last thing. I have the magic pockets made by a workshop in the court of Fontaine. Since we're out and about, I was...
So, you want to collect materials? Just tell us what the materials look like and we'll help. Many hands make...
Oh, that would be much appreciated. We'll need some Romaritime flowers.
sabe, eu quero a estátua do 7. Imperador do Fogo e Ferro. Anjo do artefato novo. Enquanto ele vai atirando, ele vai pegando vida. Eu já... será que eu tenho que... Ah, tá. Entendi. Também feijão.
It seems we have to use Hydro to collect for maritime flowers.
Planos do alvorecer? Tem que ter com o espadão de vento. O que é isso? Deixa ele net. Nenhum dos que eu peguei.
You made quick work of that. I can tell you're an maybe next time.
No way. I'm in power saving mode today. Otherwise,
Fine. Though the performance is still a long way off.
So, we're going to the court of Fontaine before we head to the up?
Wait, shh. Have you noticed that person over there? The young girl.
Huh? What's...
Magicians and thieves practice similar methods. We divert attention and a distracted audience. Watch her movements carefully.
Tá roubando mesmo.
Oh, he's right!
Shh, keep your voice down. We need to think of a way to catch her, but it seems she's very alert. You two can ride the lift over there and wait up top. I bet that'll be her escape route if she tries. All right.
Por cima.
This is the spot where Lenny wanted us to wait. Oh, look! Isn't that her? Oh no! Did she notice us? What should we do? Should we chase her? You're right. She might
Mas rapaz.
Nothing's happened for a while now. Paimon wonders if Lenny caught the thief. Yeah, let's go.
Are you sure that's all she took? You should check to make sure you're not missing anything else.
No, that was all. Anyway,
Oh, were you returning what the thief had stolen?
That's right. Pity I wasn't able to catch her. She distracted.
I saw the general direction she went, but Lenny twisted his ankle and...
Oh, did you get...
I'll be all right. It's just a twisted ankle, that's all. In fact...
If you want to play at being a hero, at least try not to get hurt doing it. Imagine what would happen.
You're right. I have to admit that the thief was even more skilled than I... But at least we were able to get the stolen items back, so it...
What a slippery little thief. Guess things turned out all right in the end, though. Lenny's initiative picked...
All right, let's put this little detour behind.
Ou não. Pelo visto você viajou de drones depois.
So, we ride this thing to go into the city? What an...
This is an aqua bus. It allows people to travel between several It's pretty convenient, but the ride can become a little dull after a while.
So you mean it's still boring, even when I'm riding?
No, that's not what I meant. It's just that, besides, it doesn't really feel like a real trip when it's just the two of us. It's...
Guess that's what it's like to be an older...
It's about time for us to leave.
Ah, Charlotte.
Oh, excuse me! Aren't you the great magician, Lenny?
Hello. I don't believe
we... perdi o evento que ela apareceu. Ela queria.
I'm Charlotte, a reporter for the Steambird.
Nice to meet you. From the Steambird, huh? We've often relied on your paper
It's an honor to meet you.
Wait, could that be the legendary traveler who's been making headline after headline in their journey across...
Amazing!
I wouldn't be much of a reporter if I didn't know who... Wow, today must be my day! Who knew I would end up on the same boat as so many VIPs?
So, Charlotte, what do you usually...
Well, when there isn't any breaking news, I mainly cover the trials at the Opera House. You could still manage to keep readers' attention as long as you tell things from a clever enough angle. For example, reporting on how a scammer once deceived vulnerable girls into relationships, or how a financial criminal was once so poor that they ate a single piece of bread for 5 days. That's fine and all, but what I'm really after is exclusive, sensational news pieces that could shake the country. These smaller stories... Oh, I just remembered! I've been following a case lately.
You mean the serial disappearance?
That's right! These stories are the talk of the town right now, and it's probably the most mysterious. If I'm the first with a draft ready to publish when the case is finally cracked, and it's the headline story. Oh, when that happens, I bet all the other reporters will shed tears of envy. I've already gathered all kinds of materials. I just can't.
So, what is the serial disappearances of young women case?
That's right. The first missing girl case happened almost 20 years, and ever since, after a period of time, another girl disappears. What the cases have in common is that the girls are... But the scariest part is that to this day, many suspects have been arrested over the years in connection with this case. But shortly after each arrest, another disappearance would always happen. Yes, it's possible. But either way, I believe that every case has some precise
Yes, I agree. And at the very least, the family... I just imagined for a second what I would do if Lynette were to suddenly disappear. I'd pay any price...
Please don't imagine that, Lenny.
Ai, que fofo.
Hey, we're almost there! Look!
Olha a cidadezona de Fontaine. Fontaine. Ah, que cidade linda, cara.
Well, I really enjoyed chatting with you. Life should be...
Yeah, us as well.
Ah, I have an interview to get to.
Okay, Paimon hopes we can...
Bye now. Oh, be sure to stop by.
What a tough job. Always running around.
If you don't mind, how about we stop by my home first?
Sure, we wouldn't mind at all. This city is so...
Cara, eu pretendo... Será que eu vou ser teleportado pra casa do rapaz? Não, né? Mas claro. Me acostumar com o lugar no próximo ano desse jogo vai ser nesse lugar. Que porra é essa? Ah, deve ser do evento. É o Flaminete ali?
This is our current abode. Ah, Fremine, you're home. Where did everyone else?
Oh, they all just went out a moment ago.
I see. Everyone is getting busier now that Father will be returned. Allow me to introduce you to my little brother, Fremine. He...
Hello.
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. Oh, you sound very proud.
Lenny, could you come here for...
What is it, Fremine? Do you have something to tell me?
Eita.
Okay, I see.
Is everything all right?
Oh, it's nothing. Oh, before I forget, the Traveler and I collected more materials to make magic pockets.
Yes, I went diving and gathered lots of...
That's our Fremine, always quick with the underwater.
Deixa eu chave.
Looks like rain.
Oh, you're right. But wasn't it?
I'm afraid that's just how it is here. It often rains.
What's wrong, Fremine?
There's a legend about the rain. It said that a dragon of water once resided in Fontaine. Though we don't know where the dragon went. When I was a child, my mother told me that if I wanted to go outside and play... Hydro Dragon! Hydro Dragon! Don't cry!
If it's an elemental dragon, then having the power to... Let Paimon try something. Hydro Dragon, don't cry!
Mas não, pera.
Doesn't seem to be of any use. It is just a legend after all.
You know, you might be a more popular magician if you understood the concept of romanticism.
Sorry. It might be because we've never met the Hydro Dragon. It rained for longer than I suspected.
Was there something you needed?
Yeah, some preparations for the show at the opera. On the day of the performance, just ride the aquabus to the island of Araneus. I'll have Lynette meet you at the... What is it, Fremine? I'm in a hurry. Oh, I get it. Perhaps we could trouble the Traveler to help us take these... I'm afraid that Fremine can be quite introverted. And the boss there tends to be pretty talkative. Fremine has always been a little afraid.
No trouble at all! Don't worry!
Sorry for the inconvenience. I'm quite useless when it comes...
Oh, no need!
Tá, agora eu quero pegar a estátua daqui. Tem que ir na frente.
Oh, hello there. New customers? Looking to buy, or do you need something made?
Oh no, we're just here to deliver some materials.
Ah, these must be for magic pockets. I could tell right. No need. They've already prepaid several batches worth. When they told me what but they insisted on paying the full amount, saying that I had a business to run.
Wow.
I can't say for sure, but who knows?
Hey! Is this machine?
Why use your hands when a machine can do the work? It would be a waste not to use the latest.
But where does a big machine like that get its power?
Well, but basically, everything we usually use here in the city is powered by...
Huh? How can
Well, I'm not completely sure of... When a trial is in session, the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale harvests people's belief in justice and converts it into energy to be used all...
So that's what its other function is? Paimon heard that the Oratrice was created by the Archon to make but... Paimon still doesn't get it. How could something unreliable like people's beliefs be turned into a Oh, yeah! So that means the Hydro Archon relies on the machine to take...
Even though I've never heard anyone really put it that way before. Besides indemnitium, we have another type of energy called pneumosia. It isn't produced by the power of the Archon, but it is unstable by nature. Even now...
I thought I'd find you hard at work, but here you are chatting the day away.
You again? Didn't I already promise you that I'd have the more I owe to Confrérie of Cabriere?
Yeah, but how do we know that you won't go running off by the end of this month? I want...
Huh? Seems business isn't so great for the workshop. We've already finished our job and delivered...
Hey, hold on! Before you go around trying to collect payments, why don't you settle your own debts first? If Confrérie of Cabriere wants to poach clients from Northland Bank, that's fine. But I'm afraid you still owe the bank a hefty sum of mora. So why don't we work things out between us first, before you get back to your little conversation here?
You're from Northland Bank. But we said we'll pay everything we owe next month. Why are you hounding me now?
Traveler, Paimon! I didn't think I'd run into you here in Fontaine. What are the chances?
We're surprised to see you too! What are you doing here in Fontaine? You didn't want to stay in Snezhnaya?
Long story short, I've already been in Fontaine for some time, but it seems that fate brought our paths together today. Not only will I have some good friends here now, but ones who always seem to find trouble. Either way you look at it, it seems things are going to get a lot...
Pretty sure we'd want to avoid anything that you'd find interesting. Besides, our trip here has gone pretty well so far.
Hey, you! Northland Bank...
Don't interrupt. It's not often I run into the Traveler like this. Why don't you...
You kidding? Aren't you the one looking for us? You really expect us to sit... Listen to me, boy. If you want Chamora, fine.
Hey, I just said not to interrupt. Oh, by the way, Traveler, the last time I took Tonya and Tusser ice fishing, Tusser said...
Hey! That's way over the line! All right, boy!
Can you at least let me finish one sentence? Fine. Though the bank told me not to, you're the ones who started it. This is an act of self-defense. You two will have to be my witnesses, okay?
I'm sure this won't take long.
Emocionante.
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Oh, what's your deal, Brad? How are you so strong if you're just a...
Oh, now you notice. It's a little late, don't you think? Huh?
Hey, shit.
Now's my chance!
Huh. That was weird. I'm not sure. It's as if I suddenly lost control of my hydro powers when I needed them. Maybe there's something wrong with my vision?
Strange. How could that happen? First...
Never mind. It doesn't matter. If I want to stay sharp, I shouldn't be relying too much on my vision anyway.
So what are you doing in Fontaine, child? And don't say it's...
Well, I guess it's because I've been...
Huh? What kind of reason is that? Wait, since...
I don't know. Maybe I still have a lot, but recently... There seems to be some sort of restless power stirring inside of me. And I don't know why...
Maybe you losing control of your vision just now is connected...
That is a possibility. I can't remember if I ever mentioned it before, but when I was 14, I fell into some unknown abyss. It was during that time I learned nearly all of my abilities. The one who took me under her wing and taught me was named Skirk. She was always quiet and very mysterious. Nobody knew where she came from or what she had been through, and she was always very strict when teaching me combat techniques. One time, I asked her why she was willing to take me on as an apprentice. From what I could make of her answer, it was because I had awakened it, and traces of it remained on me. She said that all my combat training would be useful in the future.
But what is it? What did you awaken?
She never explained that, but my guess is that it's related to a dream I saw when I had just fallen into that abyss. In my dream, I was in the deepest depths of the sea, and the boundless seabed was all around me. But in front of me appeared a whale that was so massive, I felt like I couldn't breathe.
A whale? Oh, that sounds familiar! When we fought against you before, you summoned a huge whale that seemed to leap at us. Is that the one?
That's just an abstract form of a whale that I create using my elemental powers. It takes that shape because the scene I dreamt of the whale has always been stuck in my mind. I'll never forget it.
So you used the whale as inspiration for one of your moves? Huh. Seems a little twisted to Paimon. So why don't you just go ask your master?
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident I experienced there, I've never stopped searching for Master Skirk and that unknown. But it's been years now, and I've still found nothing. There isn't even a trace of the place where I remember.
Oh, it sounds like...
Yeah, I'm out of leads at this point, but there's nothing more I can do. It seems that strange encounter... Oh, seems the time really flies when I'm talking with you.
What? More work for the North...
No, it's more of a personal appointment. Lately, I've been sparring with some of Fontaine's official
champion duelists? You mean it's...
Yep. In Fontaine, before a criminal goes to court, they're given one chance to defend their honor by requesting a duel. The champion duelists are all-powerful fighters selected from among the nation's best. And the duel itself is a no-holds-barred fight, so engaging in such a duel is regarded as a symbol of defending your honor. If a criminal manages to win the duel, they'll be acquitted. And the worst-case scenario is that you're... Though it's rumored that Fontaine has a death penalty, from what I can tell, no one had... So really, the only people who opt to duel are those who have suffered a grave injustice in being accused, or those who greatly value their honor.
So, do many people actually get out of their
Apparently, it's exceedingly rare for anyone to actually win. Fontaine probably enacted this system. Besides, none of the champion duelists are to be trifled with, which is exactly why I was itching to face the mist. Apparently, the one I'm meeting today, Clorinde, is the strongest of the champion duelists. I had been asking her for some time before she finally agreed to face me.
Well, that's child for ya. Paimon feels like...
Oh, before I forget, I want you to...
Huh? Your vision? You're seriously...
I'm just worried that it could become uncontrollable again. I'd be pretty upset if it got in the way of my duel. So, besides, I just need you to hold on to it for a short while.
Paimon knows what you're up to. You just want an excuse to come talk to us again.
Whatever gave you that idea?
That sneaky guy. He said he's been feeling down. Well, seems we don't have much to do for... Wow! Who could have seen that coming? The reporter who was barely around for most of the... sorry. Paimon was just surprised, that's all. Whew. Paimon, the whodunits here in Fontaine are a lot different than the light novels you see from Yai Publishing House. It's so exciting to reach the moment when the mystery is uncovered, especially in the one Paimon was... Oh, sorry about... hey. Lily said that the Opera House is on Aranea, so let's go ride the Aquabus!
Eu vou printar. Visão do chá de algumas vezes perdeu. Caraca, perdeu seu brilho. Porra, chá. Pronto, printei. Nada me interessa que tudo isso. Dane-se. Desculpa se caramba, mas vou colocar isso aqui. Nossa, eu esqueci disso. Ah, esse jogo tá muito bom.
Come on, don't keep me waiting. No time to lose.
Aqui pega as condições. Não é aqui? Acho que não deve ter. sei andar pela cidade, vou escalar as coisas.
Yeah.
Rapaz, só vai complicando. Nunca vou subir aqui. Tá, aqui eu vou ter que ir com calma. Não dá. Eu tenho que descobrir como que vai andando. Ah, tem aqui. Acho que o portão daí. Ai, missão secundária já. Cadê a missão que não tem dublagem? E eu não peguei a estátua. Não, chefe. A visão dele tá pra ali. Melhor. Tem que andar muito agora.
No time to lose. No time to lose.
Surprise!
Não, não quero aqui, não quero. Não quero continuar isso. Quarto andar. Ela disse que eu posso pegar esse cachorro pra mim. Cadê rede onibíqua? Testar esse merda.
Let's light it up! Stand with me! Now disappear! Everybody stand! Our bond is strong!
Boba, get them!
Step right up! A round of applause! Teamwork is strength! Now disappear!
Legal. Não gosto de personagem que usa arco assim. Vamos, jogo, carrega. Testar Elan agora.
Busted. Here comes the cat.
Oh, so sorry.
You're toast!
Gotcha.
Try not to enjoy this too. Cool it. This moment will be frozen.
Right hand, into the butt!
Game's up. Fun's over. Busted.
Provavelmente minha Elan é mais forte. Testar Linete agora. Uma linha quarta força.
By Royal Boba, get them!
Witness the power of Gugwa.
Over here! Be amazed! Step on up!
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Rain Cutter. Rain outlines your...
Cue the spotlight!
Não. Testou o Bennett. Só pela recompensa. Não preciso. A Lynette eu preciso pra pegar o itemzinho dela. Ah, mas fui enganado. Ah, testou bem não, uma preguiça.
Welcome to the Navia line. I am Elfan. The boat will be departing imminently. Please do not stick your head, hands, or other body parts outside the boat. The Aquabus operator is not responsible for any accidents or injuries resulting from doing so. Also, please remember to buy the Steambird, though I don't read it myself.
Ai meu Deus, coisa de pesca.
The destination of the current tour is Erinias. Points of interest worth visiting include the Fountain of Lucine and the Opera Epiclese. If you look to the left in the direction we are currently traveling, you will see the famous Fontaine Research Institute up in the sky. An experiment gone wrong turned new sightseeing opportunity. Human ingenuity truly is a wondrous thing.
Ô louco, fica marcado no mapa onde dá pra pegar peixe.
We are now approaching our final destination. Please be sure to bring all your personal belongings with you as you disembark. Even though I will take any forgotten items to the lost and found, the paperwork is rather annoying, as Melusine hands are not suitable for grasping pens. Please be careful when disembarking. It has been my honor to be your tour guide this trip. Thank you.
Gostei desse bichinho. Ah, tem parada do evento aqui do lado.
No time to lose.
Entendi. Ai, adoro. Adoro coletar itens.
No time to lose.
Ai, como eu amo esse jogo. Porra, pensa que eu já tô jogando essa merda há 3 anos já. Simplesmente... Porra. Simplesmente intancável.
No time to lose.
Mimosa? Fruta bully. Eu quero saber que merda é essa. É um canhão. É um drops. Muito bem, manda. Manda pro topo. Manda pro fundo do penhasco. Ah, o objetivo era coletar isso daqui. Ai meu Deus. Matar tantos bichos. Ai, a vontade de atirar no Linei só porque sim. Nossa, vai ser completamente inútil. Já... Não, não. Não segura. Não vou tirar meu limite. Passarinho mesmo. Esse bicho aqui. Pego.
Já!
Tira o... fazer cuido. E... adoro coletar presentinho.
Let the magic begin!
Nossa, tem armadura de Fontaine.
No time.
Ai, nem das outras regiões, cara. Plantinha que tem aqui. Planta. Acredito que eu não vou usar essa planta por hora.
No time to lose.
Inimigo não. Modo de jogo. Está no pousista, sempre não, né?
I'm going in! Over here! Go!
Ah, rapaz, agora eu não entendi como funciona a pneumosia.
Bring it on.
Tá, vem pra cá, vem pra cá.
Off we go! Stefana! Cue the spotlight! Over here!
Who's next?
Mais rápido.
Go! Surprise! Go! Stefana!
Não entendi.
Surprise!
Tidal wave. Bring it on.
Eu não entendi.
Over here!
Tá, com o estado oposto, então. posto aqui.
Step on up.
Esse jogo tá me confundindo.
Water jet.
Is this an answer from this world?
Water jet. Over here. Everybody stand back. Let's
No time to lose.
bombs away.
Who's next?
Entendi.
No time to lose.
Tá, continua o caminho.
No time to lose.
Eu vou marcar esse santuário aqui no mapa. Ah, rapaz. Ah, tá. Parece que são bem fáceis de pegar essas plantas.
Surprise!
Espero que eu já esteja pegando as plantas do Neovilete da Clorinde. Agora voltar à rota original. Calma, eu ainda vou roubar. Não, eu quero os dois pra mim. Mas não é criança explorando esse jogo. Drop na luz. Mais planta. Então eu tenho que fazer isso. Eu entendi o que tem que fazer. Na verdade não. Nem aplicação do Charge funciona. Mas rapaz... Exatamente. Ah, mas aqui de trás não ficou também. Pô, não tô entendendo como isso funciona. Não, calma aí. Tá, isso aqui tá bem difícil. Sweet. Eu me sinto um cara bem burro agora. Aqui não é demorado, certo? Esse não é demorado, então o que dá pra mim fazer é o seguinte.
Is this an answer from this world?
Acabei de fazer um outro complicado que já tem mais. que encher rápido. Nossa, mas como vai funcionar? Eu só tenho puzzlezinho aqui. Nossa, mas como funciona isso, rapaz? Mapa.
Be amazed!
Piece of cake.
Deixa eu ver.
No time to lose.
Over here!
Não será suposto eu fazer isso daí na segunda vez.
Cue the spotlight! I'm going in!
A cadeira tá cansada.
Adventure time! Off we go!
Over here!
Let's light it up!
Let the magic begin!
No time to lose.
Wipe out!
Eu não sei o que fazer. Tenho infelizmente deixar pra depois. Tipo, enquanto eu ser burro, né? Eu não sei como funciona. Sério?
Adventure time!
Mosca voando na minha cara, se ferrar.
looking forward to it. Huh. Looks like there's a lot of people standing around the fountain up ahead.
Oh, Archon, please bless us with a bright and...
I don't know why you always feel the need to ask so much. I'll be happy as long as our child is healthy and...
I guess if they're our kid, then there's no doubt they'll turn out smart.
Maybe this is one of the customs in Fontaine!
Vache.
What's wrong?
Vache. Vache.
No, Paimon didn't say anything. Are you here?
Welcome to the Fountain of Lucine. All the water flowing through Fontaine converges here.
Ah! Lynette! You skipped.
Lenny asked me to wait.
Right.
What do you mean? There are a lot of people here, right?
Hey, you're not trying to scare Paimon.
I see. In fact, you might not be imagining things at all. I suspect that what you heard is a result of your hypersensitivity to the
It's because of her sensitivity to the hydro element?
When do you cry,
Wait, what?
Just answer me.
When Paimon's really sad? Oh, and when...
Then you should understand that tears contain your... Like I just mentioned, the Fountain of Lucine is where all the flowing water in Fontaine converges. So maybe what you heard was the intense emotion coming from someone's tear.
So, what did the voice say? Huh. If you were hearing their
Rather than worrying about them, we should worry about my brother. Don't let that calm look of his fool you. He tends to get pretty nervous just before a performance. So
Oh, right. That makes...
Tá, prevista planta.
Over here!
Bora lá ver então o tribunal.
Traveler in Paimon, good to see you.
Are you kidding? We wouldn't miss it for the world.
I can tell, but you're actually right on time. The audience still hasn't started entering the venue yet, which... The Opera House has assigned seating, so you always have to make reservations.
Ooh, front row seat?
Don't mention it. There's no need to keep...
Hey, Lenny! Could you come over here and take a look at...
Oh, I'll be right there. Seems there's an issue with the stage props over there.
Yeah, we'll just go to our...
certeza tem um baú escondido por aqui. Não vou procurar aqui, aí. Não consigo reconhecer a novilete. É a novilete. Cadê? Paimon não se senta. É o homem. É o homem.
Hey, Traveler. Maybe we should strike up a conversation with the...
Excuse me. I did not realize you felt awkward. I am terribly sorry. I would be perfectly happy to chat with you if that is what you would like.
So you heard all... wait, that's not it. Paimon's... Sorry. Paimon's the one who was being rude. Oh, Paimon's got it.
A friend, you say? Well, if Mr. Linney would like to be my friend,
Oh, so you're not friends with Linney, then. Oh, nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just...
It is an honor to meet you two. I have heard, and as required by proper etiquette, I will also introduce...
Oh, Monsieur Nervillet. What an honor it is to have you here to...
Ah, Mr. Linney. I should say it is in fact an honor for me to...
Wait. Nervous...
I saw you all chatting just now, but it seems you still don't know who Monsieur Nervillet is. Allow me to introduce you to Fontaine's Chief Justice. That seat is always reserved for him. It wouldn't be too much to say that he's the symbol of...
Whoa! Sorry for being so...
No offense taken. Being Chief Justice is merely what I do for work. Nearly every person has their usual reserve. And by the way, I should probably let you know, there's someone sitting up there in the VIP seats that has been striking a I believe she is trying to give you a most elegant and impressive first impression. So I think you should take notice of her sooner rather than later.
Huh? Oh, it's Farina, the Hydro Archon.
Very good. That is for the best. No need to pay her any more.
Huh? So is this what things are like between the Chief Justice and the...
All right, please wait just a moment longer. I've pretty much finished my preparations and...
Yay! The show's finally about to start!
Espero que seja uma cutscene, pelo menos. Não, não é.
Oh, they're dimming the lights! The show must be starting! Sorry.
Welcome, one and all, to the Opera Epiclese. I am the star of today's show, Linny. And over here is my sister, Lynette, who will be working as my wonderful assistant. Please, let's give her a warm welcome.
Por que a Lynette não usa uma cartola?
Hello, everyone.
I know she may seem to be a little sleepy right now, but that's just a sign that she's nervous.
Whatever.
Now, some of you may be thinking, two vision holders who can freely manipulate elemental powers performing magic is not true magic at all. So, I would like to take a moment to assure you that elemental powers will have nothing to do with what you will witness on the stage today. Both Lynette and myself have removed our visions for the show. That way, even the gods won't be able to help us.
Oh, good point. That's what makes the show real magic.
Now, without further ado, let the show begin. Lynette will now exit the stage to make some preparations. I know you might miss her, but don't worry. She'll be coming right back on stage momentarily. Perhaps in an unexpected way. I'm sure she'll be stealing the spotlight soon enough. Oh, and before I forget, there's one more thing I should say. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye.
Ele falou isso no trailer.
A magician's greatest skill is making things disappear or appear. The possibilities are endless. But this isn't what you came for. These little tricks, you've seen them all before. So it's time for something truly extraordinary, don't you think? This one's a little tricky. Using this water tank, I shall make my sister vanish completely, right before your very eyes. It's actually quite simple. She'll just turn into air bubbles and float right out of the top. Oh no! I told them to check all the props carefully. With the lid on, even air can't escape. An amateur magician would be getting very nervous right around now. Luckily, it's me on stage, so let me show you what a true virtuoso can do. Lynette, are you still there? Don't go too far. We don't want to use up all our magic.
Hi, I'm back.
Uh-huh.
Era só isso. Esse aqui tem mais.
Whoa! What in the world just happened? How did he do that? Hyman didn't see him do anything! Wasn't Lynette inside the water tank? How did she disappear and then reappear out of nowhere?
If we could see easily through his tricks, then that would mean that his skills are still lacking. To appreciate magic, you should focus on the show happening on stage, rather than getting caught up in trying to see that which has been intentionally hidden.
Guess you're right. Hyman couldn't believe her eyes when Lynette reappeared. Amazing!
Thank you everyone. I'm glad you enjoyed that performance. But our magical journey has only just begun. I've prepared even more astonishing surprises for everyone here. The magic of transformation and disappearance can go far beyond what you've just seen. I'm sure many of you are thinking that escaping the water tank was impressive enough, but Lynette is still my assistant after all. In which case, I have ample time to make all necessary preparations. So, for my next trick, I will require the participation of one lucky audience member. Please, if my assistants could bring out the magical boxes now. There are 2 boxes, and only 2 boxes. One is here, and one is there in the aisle among the audience. I'm sure many of our clever audience members have already guessed our next magic trick. A swap! Our lucky audience member and I will each enter a magic box. After 1 minute, we will each emerge from the opposite box. Now please, everyone pay very close attention to the box you see here. Don't give me any chance to make a move.
Wow! How's he gonna do this? Hey, do you think this is all magic tricks, or does Lenny have actual—
The lucky audience member will be generated by this random number selector. It selects numbers entirely at random. Even I don't know who will be chosen to participate. Now then, let's begin. Let me see. Oh, row 7, seat 3. Congratulations! You now have the chance to experience magic firsthand for an entire minute. Please, come forward. My assistant will take you beside the magic box.
Não, não falou nada.
I'm sorry, it might be a little cramped inside, but no need to feel nervous. We've carefully arranged everything for you to be as comfortable as possible. You don't need to do anything, but no matter what strange things may happen, don't come out of the box. If the magic is interrupted, who knows where you might end up? You might even find yourself in the Fortress of Meripede.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Before I enter the magic box, there is one more thing I need to ask the audience to do. Could you all give me a countdown? Like this. 60, 59, 58. Just keep counting down. You can go a little faster or slower if you like. I won't be able to see anything in the pitch-black box, so I'll be relying on your voices to know when time is up. Oh, and no tricks now. If you quickly count from 60 in just 30 seconds, then I'll be in a tough spot.
Ooh! Paimon kinda wants to count faster after hearing him say that!
No, that won't do. I can see it in your eyes. You still... Come on, repeat after me. 60, 59, 58.
60, 59, 58!
That's right, perfect. Keep it going. All right.
54, 53, 50... Why aren't you counting, Nervalet?
I am counting in my head. I think things are exciting enough in here as it is. Merely a consequence of my identity and personality. Do...
Oh! Alright. You looked so serious that Paimon thought you might be... 40, 39, 38!
Mr. Linney, are you all right in there?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm just it would be a disaster if we get sent to the wrong places. For example, midair right above the audience.
Even though he's saying that, Lenny doesn't seem nervous at all. What was that noise? Did you hear it too? Not sure. Anyway, it doesn't seem...
25! 24! What's wrong, Mr. Linney? I can still hear you.
I seem to have accidentally knocked over a decoration. I'm trying to...
Never mind the decorations. There's...
No, that's unacceptable. I want my show to be perfect.
19!
It seems things aren't quite going as... It feels like you're all starting to count faster, but that's all right. I know 10 seconds and change.
8.
10!
Almost there now. Whew. Swapping two people is harder work than you might think. Even a master magician like me can't guarantee I'll get it right the first time. Hey, wait! Is this the back one? I can't tell. They both look the same inside. Huh? No, that's not it. I'll try again.
7!
Hey, slow down! Honestly!
5! 4! 3!
Whoops! That doesn't count!
0!
Ta-da!
Vai aparecer ele aqui, né? Certeza. Que? Ela morreu. Meu Deus, ele morreu. Puta merda, ele morreu. He strafe up dead.
Huh? Is this part of the... Mr. Linney, you're going to use...
What happened?
Oh no. Maybe this isn't part of the show. The girl was still in that box, right?
This performance is over. Medical staff with me. Guards secure the scene and detain all the performers. Seal the exits. No one is allowed
Yes, that's right. If this was just an accident, then we must investigate the cause.
No need to be alarmed, you two. We'll get to the bottom of this soon enough.
Meu Deus, quebrou minhas expectativas.
Unfortunately, the person who is in the magic box has been pronounced dead. His name was Cowell, one of the assistants in Linny's magic troupe. Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that were suspending the water tank, which then caused the... As of now, we are still not sure why we found Cowell in the box, rather than the guest from the audience. And after an initial search of the area, the guards have confirmed that the girl is nowhere to be found. It appears that this incident was not merely some mishap with the performance, and there are many indications that it is connected with the case of the serial...
That's the case that Charlotte mentioned before.
I know the truth. I can see through the whole thing. I say that our powerful magician, Mr. Linny, is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearances case.
Huh? Why me? This whole thing was an accident.
Oh, this all occurred during your magic show, did it not? Now that I think about it, that whole speech about
That can't be right! He was in the box on the stage the entire time! Besides, before the show, he told us that he would like to catch the criminal behind the disappearances!
Save discussion for a later time, please. Lady Farina, may I assume that your comments just...
Huh? I just think that he...
But what Lady Farina said just now makes perfect sense.
Look... A kidnapping and murder carried out under the cover of a magic show.
I mean, of course, my dear people. That's right. I mean you, Traveler. You'll support Linny, won't you? After all... Then there's no problem at all. But with Linny's help, our little duel ended in a draw. So, no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser. And what better place to hold such a riveting showdown and just...
Wasn't a draw?
I understand. Charges have now been pressed, and as such... Well, Traveler, seems Lady Farina has set you in her sights. But putting her dramatic rhetoric... Are you willing to act as Mr. Linny's attorney and Very well. The trial will be held a day from now in the Opera House. Both sides may investigate the scene to build the... Linny and his troupe are all potential suspects, and shall remain within the opera. The audience may begin to leave in an orderly fashion once they have been...
A day isn't that long. Let's see what kind of case this big-shot Outlander can build and...
Interessante.
Linny!
Sorry about everything that happened.
Of course! Who wouldn't be scared of...
Yeah, I'm a little shaken up myself. I know you already claimed that you would defend me, but now it's just us talking. Tell me, good to hear. I'm sure everyone sees me as the biggest suspect at this point. But if you ask me, the whole thing is I don't know whether what happened there on the stage was purely an accident or not. And as for how that girl chosen from the audience could suddenly disappear, I'm afraid I don't have any answers either. Even a skilled and knowledgeable magician like myself couldn't pull all that off in just 1 minute.
Which is precisely why we need to investigate! As this book says, the impossible could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been that which is possible.
Mas rapaz, onde ela tirou esse óculos?
Paimon bought them when we were reading at the bookshop in the city earlier. Don't worry, Paimon used her own savings to buy them. It wasn't...
I think they look cute on you, Paimon.
You have good taste, Lynette.
That's the right attitude. But with the guards watch, good thing you agreed to be our attorneys.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, just leave it. Oh, since we're going to start investigating...
Oh, well, I'm afraid that...
The secrets behind our magic are past saving, Linny.
I suppose you're right. The truth behind our... 'Tis truly a pity. As a magician, our magic show is a work of... But if revealing our secrets will help you uncover the truth behind... We should go somewhere else if we're going to discuss our magic tricks. We'll go speak with the guards, and in the meantime...
Alright, let's go have a look while the investigation teams are...
Que doideira.
officer. How's the investigation going?
I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Farina mentioned. Listen, I'll be...
Huh? What are you...
Come with me and you'll see. The deceased is one of Linny's assistants, named Cal. Even though he hadn't joined the troop long, he was hardworking, and the assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props, as well as assisting with the show and keep... As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smashed the... This is the real mystery. We've already searched the scene and we're... However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water tank. The ropes holding the tank were then burned by the pyrotechnics on stage, causing them to snap. All these factors lining up so perfectly makes it hard to see this as a... If anything, the more logical explanation is that the whole incident was intentionally planned, and...
But he doesn't have a motive!
Are you both good for...
Well, you can't say we're good...
So in just a short time, he was not only able to win your trust, but even convince... I know there's no such thing as magic. The real trick of a magician... I've seen a lot of cases, and I can... Sorry, I tend to be pretty straightforward. Anyway, you may investigate the scene of the crime yourselves if you're curious. Who knows, maybe...
Porra, agora eu tô duvidando do Linney também. Ah, que legal. Interessante. De acordo com as descobertas da investigação dos guards, os fogos de artifício que foram disparados pouco antes do fim da apresentação incendiaram os cordes que seguravam o tanque de água, fazendo com que caísse e resultasse na mão de Cole. Linney parece ser a pessoa mais provável de ter usado um acessório como arma de assassinato, mas a questão é: por que Cole? Por que a mulher escolhida na plateia desapareceu? Ainda há muitas perguntas sem respondidas. A identidade do falecido. O falecido é um dos assistentes de Linney, chamado Cole. Todos seus colegas confiavam nele. Seu trabalho era arrumar e inspecionar os adereços, bem como ajudar no show e manter a audiência engajada. O Village não tá aqui, né? Foi aqui onde a caixa mágica foi atingida. Se Cole não estivesse dentro da caixa naquele momento... Deixa eu ler. Ele poderia ter evitado que o tanque de água caísse nele. A caixa mágica quebrada foi deixada na cena após os guards concluírem sua investigação olhando para ela. Agora o tanque de água deve ter atingido ela com muita força. Ah, tá, porque não vi a vírgula ali.
So this is the rope that broke and caused the water... The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks? Why are you suddenly so serious, Traveler? Whoa. Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left. Huh. So if a rope meant to hold something... Wait, why would you write all this...
Esta corda era usada para suspender o tanque de água. Ela quebrou repentinamente quando os fogos de artifício estavam sendo lançados no palco. A investigação mostrou que o ponto de ruptura da corda era feito de material inflamável. Então alguém armou pro Linney. Não pode ser o Cole, que não se mataria, provavelmente. Eu conversei com o rapaz. Conversar com o outro rapaz.
Hello there. What?
Oh, this location has also been cordoned off because the magic troupe members are currently considered The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list. Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway when we petition the public to help. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a bit of an... Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but she'd been feeling some pressure with her work lately, which made her decide to come see the magic show. The magic troupe members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connections. It seems that she has no personal grievances or conflicts of interest with the suspect. Simply put, she wasn't related to the magic troupe at all, which matches the features of the previous serial...
Were the victims of previous cases also chosen?
That's how it seems to us. In any case, apart from the fact that they were all young women of around the same age...
Okay then.
No need to be so formal. If you do happen to see the missing girl, please be sure to contact. It is of utmost importance that we get to the bottom of these
Tá, House é a pessoa desaparecida. Ela é uma pintora famosa e veio para assistir o show de mágica, para fazer uma pausa do seu próprio processo criativo. Ela não parece ter se envolvido em nenhum tipo de desavença com os membros da trupe mágica do Linney. Parece uma caixa com uma linha de alguma forma se moveu instantaneamente do palco para dentro dela. Como ele conseguiu? Uma pessoa.
I see that you're investigating the area. Well, it just so happens that I'm interested if you find any new and interesting leads.
We don't have too many thoughts.
Then why don't I tell you my hypothesis first?
The thud? Oh, you mean the
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly loud. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Linney's trick with bated breath. So no one paid it much mind. But now that the incident has... I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Linney's accomplice. Lynette, perhaps. Jumping and when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending the water tank...
But wasn't the noise we heard too...
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing. Oh, that's true.
That does...
Som estranho durante o show de mágica. Durante a apresentação de substituição, houve um estrondo forte que muitas pessoas da audiência ouviram.
Linney's still talking to the guards. I think someone will be assigned to monitor us later. Linney's still talking to the guard. I think someone...
Hey, you! Yes, both of you. Huh?
You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth.
Well, you're right on the moor about that one, but who are you?
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula? From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it, Spina di Rosula does it. And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president. Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus, Demoiselle's various daily needs and...
Huh? Boss?
Well, I am the second generation president. Malus and the...
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that...
No need. You don't have to call me boss. Just...
Okay, if you say so. Not that we're members of...
All merely trifling details. Never mind. That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time. Judging from the look of things, I find...
Really? We think so too! That's why we're looking for... But...
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition. Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Linny without any decisive evidence But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the Justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was...
Sounds more like you just don't trust...
Well, what's your opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting at times, but liking her... Alright, I've answered your question.
Wait a minute!
Well, I say it does. But don't worry. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a
well?
And why would that be? See,
Most astute of you, demoiselle. I too think that no matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectation, that if that can be done, boss, then...
Alright, that's quite enough, Maloose. Anyway, now, I need to make some preparations, following which our joint...
Wait! Since when did we...
Oh, well, I can be the assistant.
That's more like it.
Far be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's intuition will be... You wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to unravel the disappearance.
You have a point. And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got...
I have nothing to add.
Oh.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us know if they start revealing Linny's trick.
Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment. If...
No, we're not leaving. Were you always guarding this?
Yes. After the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out so the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on. I doubt there was much opportunity.
How can you be so...
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance, I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, But still, I did not abandon my post. And I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even... We Melazines are good at that sort of thing.
So, it's safe to say the girl... Alright, thank you for your help.
Traz as saídas da ópera epicle-se. Ninguém saiu da ópera durante o show. E após o incidente, apenas aqueles que tiveram suas identidades liberadas pelos guards poderão sair. Tem que bater calçamento. Quente. Ah, o nome do desgraçado. Quentinho.
The investigation team has some new findings. Turns out there's an issue with the random number select.
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think the murderer would have...
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation.
You're trying to help them?
Linny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so we had it...
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. The machine... I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat, regardless of whether it's a trial. In other words, Linny knew who would be sitting...
That much...
That you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Linny.
Even though it...
Nossa. Uma máquina que foi usada durante o espetáculo de mágica de Linny para selecionar um espectador sortudo. Após a investigação realizada pelos guardas, descobriu-se que ela sempre selecionava o mesmo número, deixando claro que alguém a manipulou. Eita.
We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Linny's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
You've arrived. Who's this?
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower. Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and we'll be helping investigate this whole situation. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did all that go?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far...
the back? You mean the inside?
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to... The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get? Exactly. All right, let...
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box!
Porra, era óbvio, Murilo.
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon... The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 and... See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that...
I see. So that's the purpose...
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley.
So that's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would... The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Right! You were talking that whole time!
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that. My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box.
And what about Lynette?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the...
Oh,
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And, by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
So that's how it all worked! Wow!
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area. But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand...
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have... And yet, to think that someone was able to use... Could we have a look around? I think we can come up...
This is the scene of the crime. So Lenny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now.
Thanks, everyone. We're counting.
Lienei deu um relato detalhado de como tudo aqui deveria funcionar, usando uma caixa dentro de outra caixa. Não tô entendendo isso. Uma caixa dentro de outra caixa. A ideia era que a caixa... Ah, porra, entendi agora. Puta, não entendi. Lembro da plateia foi transportada através de um túnel subterrâneo. Lienei também usaria esse túnel para chegar ao outro lado, enquanto o sistema trocaria de roupa Lynette e seus assistentes. Possui uma camada adicional na parte de trás, na qual Lynette, vestida como Lienei, permanecia escondida. Ela aparecia no final do truque de mágica e faria as pessoas acreditarem que Lienei havia sido capaz de se mover instantaneamente para a caixa do outro lado. A caixa mágica no centro dos arquibancadas tem 2 camadas e abaixo dela há uma entrada para um túnel subterrâneo. É assim que o sortudo membro da plateia deveria ter sido transportado sem que o público percebesse. Tá. Isso mas vai ficar isso que tá tendo um clima desgraça, né?
Huh. What looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh?
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick.
Whatever it is.
Corda com gancho derrubada. Uma corda que tinha caído no chão, sua ponte é um gancho de aço. Você não sabe o que ela... pergunta pro Lini depois, né? Quase quebrado aqui.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why?
Oh, Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you for water, and here's a broken vase.
That can't be. The trolley moves a...
Passarinhos de um vaso que estavam lá do túnel, a água que lhe continha também derramou no chão. Ao jogar pela distância instável, não é possível que tenha sido quebrado pelo carrinho de carga que transportava o baú. Baú mágico. De um lado para o outro do túnel.
Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the... Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be...
Right. And do you really need to do that? If you're... Ugh. This is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective.
Até o... coisinha mudou. Casaco pertencente a Halsey. A mulher que desapareceu foi encontrada desconhecida. Todos os civilistas estão bagunçados. Enfim, o carrinho.
What is this place?
It seems someone could fit through it.
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to...
But there are no other ways in or out of here. Oh, you're right! Let Paimon write that...
Uma pessoa possui dificuldade, mas fugir por ali na amostra parece uma possível provável.
Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Yes, let's head back up.
Na verdade, acho bem provável. A única opção.
Well, we've ascertained this. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns.
Apologies for the wait.
So, what did the guards say? Did the
They believe the odds... The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know...
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance. No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some
Charges and then trial.
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the Oratrice will hear... That's right. This is how indemnitium is... The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and... To put it simply, it's as if the Oratrice has its own will.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. And
once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This too, then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted by officials.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides?
in practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment. Which is why... yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to...
Huh?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us...
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties. Or that we might find outside help to... And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key...
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Whoa, whoa! There's no need for that! Paimon thinks they have a point!
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balance.
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea?
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like... Just kidding! Just kidding! Paimon will still do her best, even the...
What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks.
Huh?
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come.
Bom, o rapaz sai da cozinha. Me tira comida do nada.
Wait, you're carrying a portable...
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the demoiselle's baking needs whenever the
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it.
Please. These three are quite the interesting group. And Paimon thought it smelled good while it was still in the oven! From the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do, but you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself! Beating the egg whites...
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
I was just thinking, aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress?
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. Don't underestimate beating egg weights, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to... Anyway, give these a try.
Only...
Well, eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head.
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite. Strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind. No need for concern. I merely...
All right, then. Down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously, however, we can assume that Lyney and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines. The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive.
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person. But the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowell.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowell before making her escape?
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off. Nor does she have any motive. The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the Magic Troop's members.
Were we not thorough enough in our search? From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case. Your macarons are amazing, though, Navia. They smell great! They're nice and crisp and super sweet!
They are my specialty, after all. And I see you've already had 5 of them.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3, honest!
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
No! Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough. Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? How could you? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach!
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal. Malus, set up the stove again, if you would.
Huh? What are you doing?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, Demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
Well, this really is...
Eu adorei isso.
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another... I don't know what we're looking for yet. But we've still got some time. It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
Alright, thanks for your help.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
Parece não haver nenhum motivo para o que aconteceu com Cowell e House, mas depois que conversei com ela, precisamos de outros muito baixo.
Alright, it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial. Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case.
Vou pegar uma coisa pra beber. Só esperar aí e pausar aqui.
From. If we didn't keep moving, we'd freeze to death. Literally.
Tá. Entre 8 e 10 também. Olha o tempo passando ali atrás.
I could get used to this.
What do we do? The whole situation is so confused. Good plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the...
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands. Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about...
Thanks, Navia.
Best of luck to you.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well,
To be honest, you might...
No. We're already very...
Well now, don't you all look disappointed? Don't tell me that you're that was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you...
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session. Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution, Lady Farina.
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
Hey, hang on! Something's not right here.
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box, and I definitely heard the thud.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the house?
The House of the Hearth?
No wonder they did something.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatsui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it. The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy. Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Hey, Linny! Why didn't you tell us this before?
Order! Order! Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true? Please answer my question, Mr. Linney.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Granted. In that case, what is your request?
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as—
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more. In that case, my dear audience, let's allow...
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah, sorry.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad!
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain. I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to. Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal.
Sorry. Please, forgive—
Well, you both say that, but... Right, let's hear your answer first.
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has consciousness. During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick, with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, which should have been impossible, of course, I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of— On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any— After that, the homicide occurred just—
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in—
That's the only way we can save—
So, there you have it. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mist, but like I said earlier, you can be the judge.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Okay.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously Huh?
Isso, tem uma terceira pessoa.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
Ugh, that took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention. At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective.
Sorrisinho.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey. He did not realize that this sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why finally he used the vase to knock her out before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linney red-handed. So Linney proceeded to knock him out too. Afterward, Linney passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices. And there you have it.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady...
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events. What...
Tá, não tem contradição nisso que... Não, ele não entrou no túnel.
According to Linney, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey. Seems... Linney went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This...
não, acho que é. Não precisa. Tá, coloca
Linney did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say!
Interessante. mistério legal, que as versões, pelo visto, Lina contadas pela Furina, não tem rosto do Lina.
When the countdown started, but he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again. And in order to finally, he reached the surface. And that's what...
Oh, Glória.
Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that!
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
That's right!
My reasoning?
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance.
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell him! And that's why they're part... Oh, well, your denial is very strident, I'll give you that. But what proof... Of course I do. If he had been in the magic... You're saying that he wasn't.
Deve que limei. Faltou uma. Aqui onde?
That's right! Linny wasn't in the box, or this means that when the crime happened, the same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the...
Well, to think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Linny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
Parecida com coisa de sumero.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Could there have been a third person? The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant.
That can't be right. The killer was...
Oh, is that so?
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim. No one entered or left the Opera House through its entrances. So... deceased's name is Cowl. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely... The deceased's name is Cow. Halsey's clothing was... Lenny was not in the tunnel at that... No one entered or left the opera house.
Ah, rapaz.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. No one entered or left the... Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. So, there must have been some fear that she would have... The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing... The sound we heard may have come from a... No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. Lenny was not in the tunnel at that... The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing halls. Lenny was not in the tunnel at... The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. The deceased's name is Cowl. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. So, there must have been...
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
I see how it is. So this was all just a bluff. And here I...
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different... Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have...
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know...
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents, but do you not see that the crowd is growing...
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Lenny was not in the tunnel at that moment. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between... The deceased's name is Cow. It would have been tough for both people to fit. The vase was not broken by chance.
Paimon gets it! It all... Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only... If there's a similar method...
Oh, just a moment, please. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking... Must we really? Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is...
Even so, the truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try... Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed... But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, Your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but...
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased Cal.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled... The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are...
the primordial sea.
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an... The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is...
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy.
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if... wait just a minute. Could that mean...
Demoiselle, wait! What about your part?
Let's go. Just...
Order! Order!
Caralho, que homem brabo.
It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify them. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Hall... Guards, please continue examining the items. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported.
Of course. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated...
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense. Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that.
The deceased's name is Cowell. The water from the primordial sea... Now it seems like the hook... The deceased's name is Cowell, Linney's... The water from the primordial... The water from the primordial... The rope that strung the water tank up... Lynette was in the magic box on stage I remember there was something else.
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again! In the original plan, Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope, and the number selector... When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial... Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel and wound up being fatally hit by the...
Huh. That does make sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing...
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new... I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people, and we found an identical sample of the water from the...
What?
That can't be. Oh, I see. Was this not clear? My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman, having made modifications to the props beforehand. His accomplice Cowl then caught that upon his return in cruel avarice. Linny desired ultimately, he knocked Cowl out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon. Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, Am I right?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. Is this the end?
Oh no! Paimon can't think of anything either. Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move.
I think we've all seen enough now, and we have ample wit. I believe this is indeed the finale. Now then, my good, noble...
excuse me, everyone, but...
Miss, I must ask you not to shout, and to respect the ongoing legal proceeding.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to... I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Linny, if you would be so kind. What in the...
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond...
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth, but once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous... Come on, Linny and Lynette, give it another go. Don't worry, Spina di Rosula. But as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think...
I understand.
And well...
Sorry.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So, the whole thing about...
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me. And then, before I knew it...
That'll teach you to underestimate...
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowl.
What?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to... That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been... But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Linny was the one who caught me in the act.
Hey! No wonder you look familiar. Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was on to me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear, I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
This time, we need to tell the...
Acho que não. Eu alinhei.
The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lily-Ann's attempt to break out when she was... The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but was smashed during the struggle between... Lily-Ann was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biding her time.
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time! Having been selected out of her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water. Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover he did not know that Lily-Ann was not from Fontaine, but was a thief, mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lily-Ann, with no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance...
Caraca.
She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So,
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses.
At this point, all the events that happened in the
so that...
Bravo!
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak? Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the...
What? Are you reading my mind? No. I have no further arguments.
Wow! Look at that! She's like a deflated balloon.
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again... The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the to cover up any evidence while committing the deed. Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box, and stuck it to the... Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lily-Ann was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lily-Ann, thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked on... Lily-Ann, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other... As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the Opera House, and was... From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the... While there is much in Linny and Lily-Ann's conduct that should still be investigated, this case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the fun. As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Great work,
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know!
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny. I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a...
We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity...
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability. Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes, I'll tell you. Our boss discovered that the water can cause... It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration. We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent more off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the...
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Sou bom.
So, we're just going back now? That's true, but...
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
Mas, rapaz.
Lenny...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui. I guess. But regardless, I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
A knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching.
So you went from orphans to nobility just...
That was how we felt at first too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to the... But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than...
It took a while for me to realize. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic
Oh no. But wouldn't Fontaine...
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the... I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person, and hurried through the night. But by all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood. And the Knave...
So, she'd already...
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans.
Credo.
Father, I mean, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so the House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed, but she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving...
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
She has her own plans. She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis's power once she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the...
So, she believes in that prophecy?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of... All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself included, are from Fontaine. We won't give up to us orphans. The only connection we have left to this world.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a note.
It's all right. I understand. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe if you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Linny.
Bye, Linny!
Hey there! What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us now?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so, too? Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who've been cracked? And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs.
Ah, I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I'm sorry. I might have been too presumptuous.
Don't say that now.
Aw, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope. Sorry about that. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate.
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your...
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm if...
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe...
All right, then. Let's have our...
Nossa senhora. Ato concluído. Verdade, né? Ainda tô em choque com tudo que aconteceu.
No time to lose.
Não tem muito selo. Pedrada essa missão. Nossa, os bugs são aqui. Ah, rapaz. São 2 itens diferentes. Nossa. Amanhã eu faço ato 2. Fechar a live por aqui. Boa noite.